Hello, friend. This is Caroline. And I just want to say, if you feel a little frustrated at current events at the minute, I don't blame you at all. This is a very intense time to be on the planet. And from what we hear from our friends who are White Knights of the Ashtar Command, their people, their contacts, including Ascended Masters, are saying things sort of to the effect of it's an auspicious, exciting, wonderful time to be on the planet, and also the most trying time to be on the planet. And I look at this situation with ongoing wars in the Middle East, even if there's talk of a ceasefire now, which would be great if that can be established and maintained, wars in Eastern Europe, and of course the fires in California. And I wonder when everything is going to settle and when humanity is going to come to its senses and things are going to shift in ways that reflect the power of our souls and not the sadness and the brokenness of a third dimensional earth. I will include a link to the latest message to Lightworkers in the description here, and you can read the whole thing there. It's full of higher light, which you will be receiving as you read. It's very beautiful, and I will outline briefly what the collective have to say, particularly as I have been very unhappy, not only about what's been going on in the Middle East, but now about these California fires. And a lot of people have been feeling very rattled and upset, whether they've lived there or not, if they have any love for California or they know people there, or obviously if they're living there. It's a very rattling, upsetting, difficult time. So all of this light is pouring out to you, friends, and if that isn't what's troubling you, if something else is giving you a hard time, or if there's some other group that you want to assist, we would say, just follow what the collective outlined for us here. I'll bring them in and they will share some of what is in that message to Lightworkers. And it's a very freeing, very empowering process that they share. And I really recommend it because I was doing it this morning as they shared it with me, and I felt a lot better. Because in those moments, as we're imaging a ton of light coming into people's bodies, a whole huge, beautiful, bright column of light pouring into people, into their heart mind, into their spirits, their consciousness, as well as their physical bodies, and releasing trauma, releasing that tremor all around them. That is this unsureness and this panic. And as we're doing that, we're realizing they are not weak, they are not victims, they are not alone. You and I are not alone. We are moving through all of this madness with grace and calm and a sense of how loved we are. Even if that gets to be a bit thin some days, even if your central nervous system feels a bit fried from the intensity of the light coming in, the light's coming in as powerfully as cosmic law will allow to help us. Those golden light particles are like tiny little angels coming into our system. And they're rinsing out so much that has been so difficult for so long in human life and on the earth. So we've got to allow that process. It's what we have asked for. It's what we've commanded forth. And so I'll bring in the collective. And I send much love. Well, greetings, dear ones. We are aware of the great suffering and shock that many feel now and have felt in this and many lives as a result of harsh experiences. And yet the range of experiences that human beings actively choose to take on in an earth life is magnificent in its way. Each person decides before incarnating once again what soul qualities they'd most like to develop in their next life in the physical, and what circumstances and relationships might bring about that growth. And so it feels to be a ridiculous thought, yet nearly all choose traumatizing situations and events quite intentionally for quite a number of earth lives. And often this is to bring up the pain experienced in other earth lives from those same situations, and to fully face and heal that great fissure within between love and fear. At other times, a person desires to experience themselves what they have in another life put upon another. To release the pattern of victimizing others by experiencing victimization themselves. There are other scenarios as well, such as the opportunity to plant great light into a particular illness or form of violence. Yet we wish simply to remind you, none of this is put upon a person, but chosen by them. And this we do not see as a sort of spiritual bypass moment, so much as a way to view the other person as still in charge of their life, fulfilling choices made while still in the higher realms for reasons of their individual path of soul growth. We do not judge another's path. We would say merely, in deciding to move up to the fifth dimension, humanity and Mother Gaia have entered into a new phase of release. Release from the age of destruction is not a neat nor a calm undertaking. Over the many thousands of years that humanity has been held in entrainment to a lower vibrational reality, human beings were programmed to believe that a fight for survival was the only reality available. In modern times, many have moved beyond this. Yet for most, the fear of death and the impulses of survival thinking still run much of their day, answering to programming and old trauma calling to them from deep within the subconscious. Yet great and powerful light now flows to the earth from your sun soul, sentient golden light particles that share the power and presence of divine love. And in that light, humanity has been reaching higher in outlook, vibration, and life choices. Humanity has for a while now been moving thought, emotion, and spirit out of a place of desperation, fear, and sheer survival. And so the old power structure has indeed launched attacks on many places that had been at relative peace. And we speak now to all affected by the fires or scenes of war, whether physically present there or mainly present in their heart-mind. And so as the first phase of healing from this destruction and assisting all, both bystanders and the unhoused, we encourage you to release all notions of victimhood, whether your own or someone else's. Consider that every soul is sovereign by nature and more powerful than you can know. It is no longer a requirement of the human construct to suffer from outer situations as if these decided one's whole life. Purely because someone is experiencing shock or trauma at present, including loss of home or community, does not mean they have been set back in ways that will take them many years to recover from. For many, even those with children or elders to care for, it will simply be a new beginning, a new phase of their life. Each person has the power to decide how long they will remain in a traumatized state. Trauma can be released by calling upon and drawing in their own soul power, in addition to outer helps, such as community support, counseling, meditation, and energy healings. Giving thanks for even the smallest positive aspect of their current life is empowering many now. Thankfulness is a freeing and powerful abundance practice that draws even more positive situations to the thankful one. Now, we will say that many have no idea of calling on the power of their soul as an option to dealing with intense stress or shock of any kind. And this is where all of you who are not having to evacuate your home or deal with the loss of it can help greatly. And so, just imagine one child or adult or one family who has experienced destruction, such as the fires or armed conflict, as sitting quietly with palms facing up, as you do the same. Visualize a great column of higher light pouring down into them from their soul and the higher realms. See it flowing straight down through all the chakras and energy centers in and around the body, and all throughout the body itself. As that light brings in the presence of their higher self and opens the crown chakra to receive even more light and wisdom and guidance, see them moving out of shock and upset. See them releasing unconscious connection to the fear, grief, and shock of others, and moving calmly into a place of great peace. Breathe out. See them releasing all panic and trauma and remembering their higher aspect intuitively. Breathe in slowly. And then slowly breathe out a sigh of relief on their behalf. See them moving into calm while also allowing healing of all painful memories coming up from other lives in which they also experienced times of destruction. And know that as you offer this to one person or one family, you offer it to all. If your heart is more with the animals or the trees, offer this to them. They will be very thankful to you. And these dear ones may cry. Yes, they may have trouble sleeping, as many would. Yet as they release the stress of this circumstance, as they allow themselves to cry or express their trauma in other ways, such as through creative output, they are releasing the trauma of many lives lived in harrowing, life-threatening situations. This is the jewel of the lotus, even if you feel that suffering is not the way forward. In these quiet moments, speak aloud words of comfort and reassurance to them, and know that their angels are carrying those words and those energies to them now. Declare their suffering ended, along with all of humanity's suffering in all parts of the world. We would agree that the time to learn through suffering is ended now, as Earth's people are releasing that old idea. Yet for now, much release is needed of the third dimension and all its toxicity, even in a context such as this, in which it may appear that the old power structure has taken control of the moment. It has not. See that light pouring down from your own soul, dear ones, as well as your soul family and each of these persons' soul families. See it filling your and their physical, mental, emotional, etheric bodies full of light. The light of reassurance, of strength that releases all outer cues to feel hopeless or isolated. The light of divine love, which can never abandon anyone for any reason. As you claim your own strength and image others doing the same, you demonstrate that instead of weakening so many, this situation has only shown them their true power of creation, healing, and reliance only on the life force that flows through them from Source itself. You may have already seen the images of countless piles of donated food, clothing, pet food, other items filling donation spaces in the Los Angeles area, and heard of the many millions in donations pouring in to assist those who have become unhoused. More support will follow, dear ones. Yet do your work, light being. In part, you have come in for this. And so, aid these ones energetically as they call out for that now. Many of these ones were your friends and family in other lives. And as you reconnect with them in the etheric, believe us, they will feel the love and support you send them. The plants, trees, and animals are already sending one another exactly that kind of support and honoring those lost on the physical plane, though not in the etheric. They shall return. We will speak again on this issue, yet for now, gift those in California and other troubled places in the world with the reminder of their own soul's power and the love of their soul family. All is well, dear ones. You are never alone, even in this great time of transition. Evermore you are of the light, and the light heals all. Namaste.